Still need to get a pair of googly sunglasses that will spread fear into you from the moment you gaze right there. Let's start the review. Beyond the Senses is the newest EP released by REZZ. I'll reiterate once again, I'm not a huge fan of the EP concept. However, REZZ is an artist that I find very interesting. I'm very curious to learn more about her. So anytime I get the chance to review something from her, I take that opportunity. EDM artists have a way of presenting things that make me just want to reach out and try. I'm looking for the English word. I'm thinking probar. Almost like I'm sampling something. REZZ has one of the most unique takes on music in the electric dance music industry, in my opinion. There's a part of me that thinks, I don't know if I like all of this music for just wanting to listen to it. And then I think, if I was at a rave or a concert or a festival, I bet I would really, really get into this. Because she has a loyal fan base and she collaborates with a lot of people who make the music so interesting to listen to. So I don't always find myself wanting to listen to like an entire album from her, but I do find that there are moods and that there are ideas or stories that I am thinking in my mind that just make me think, wow, someone was able to craft music that could take me to this part of my mind or make me imagine I'm flowing and twisting into another dimension. And for people who just maybe know who she is but aren't necessarily in the fandom, I would say this is how I would describe her music. I think a little bit of Luigi's Mansion, the video game. Just saying, a little bit of that. And then imagine the movie Alita Battle Angel that came out this year. Does anyone still remember that movie? Now imagine if that was not just in a dystopian future, but a post-apocalyptic future. And in a way it kind of was, but like really messed up. And I mean really messed up future, but with all the same electronics and machinery and robotics that are out there. Kind of combine it with that on a darker scale. That's where I think REZZ lies. Just trying to put a picture out there. Alright, so now that I've got that out of the way, what do I think of this EP? It's 6 songs long. It's also kind of like my general sentiment. This is a perfectly fine project to release with just 6 songs. Some of it I am interested in, some of it I'm kind of not. And then there are other moments where I'm like, there are very cool elements that you're including, but then there's also a few elements that I'm not a huge fan of. So it's a good mix here and there. And let me talk about the positives that I want to recommend here. The first song I'd like to talk about is, in fact, the first song in this EP called Dark Age. When the drop or the chorus of this kind of song approaches, it kind of feels like it's the edge of a video game kind of thing. Like, I'm not just trying to describe what I mentioned earlier about Luigi's Haunted Mansion beforehand. No, I really mean, it kind of sounds like it has like that kind of video game, not quite retro, but just video game-esque kind of sound to it. And then the very last song, Lonely. This one's kind of a surprising departure. It does have a little bit more depth to it lyrically, and the tone of the vocals is very, not charming. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's just a positive surprise. It's really what it comes down to. The other songs in here are fine. Some of them I like a little bit more, but I don't really have like the highlights that I'd like to put in there. There are elements that I think are interesting. If you are a newcomer to REZZ, I would recommend the song Kiss of Death in this EP. It's kind of a standard song vibe that I would expect from REZZ. And then there are other songs where you just feel kind of a dark, creepy, borderline evil kind of tone approaching to it. A lot of these songs really would work well for a October oriented festival. She's got a dark, twisted sense to her music, and that's not bad. I mean, if she was putting legitimate evil elements to it, that would frighten me. Oh, wow. But yeah, like I said, her music provides a different kind of experience, not always for the mood that I'm ready for, and I would imagine that's the same for many of you. Maybe some of you really like that and are okay with being shrouded in this style. I'm not sure, but this was enjoyable for me to try to get to. I can take a few songs from it and expect more from her because I think she's keeping a pretty good consistency right now. I would like to see some kind of risk come up in the future, or just really bring a banger that could showcase kind of, not the peak, but more of like the high points that she can really get to where broader audiences would give her larger props. Because, again, I think she is one of the most unique individual artists in this genre, and I think that there's a chance that a wider spectrum of audiences could get exposed to a song if she really nails it on the head. Her style, her identity, already solidified. Maybe we can get a song or two that will really get out there. We'll have to see. That's all up to her. So after having listened and reviewed this album, with production of 88%, creativity 75%, expression and lyrics 83%, I'm going to give this album a good. I know this isn't necessarily scary, but yeah, goes along with the look, I suppose. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, remember to subscribe and follow all the social media for this channel so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.